Hello, I'm Curtis Clean, the co-chief editor of the journalism department.
I'm Randall Kolinek. I write columns for the Flatonia journalism department, and we are here to talk about the changes that have been made in the school since this last semester started.
First things first, extra credit. And so what do you think of it not being offered anymore, Randall?
I understand why they would get rid of it, being that your grades are supposed to be up to what they are by the end of 6 weeks, but there are some people who get really frustrated over a couple of points, even if not even just failing to passing points like 88s to 90s. People get really frustrated about that, a lot of people. So I think extra credit should be there, because even then, if someone's grades are higher because of that, it just means the students' grades at Flatonia High School are higher.
So you mean that it should be available, like, not just for students that are failing by a couple of points, but also for the ones that may have like an 88 or an 89 average but want the A?
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith, what are your opinions on the absence of extra credit this semester?
I think that extra credit is a good opportunity for y'all, but I also think that it allows some people who tend to not do assignments to turn in assignments late or to only do assignments halfway and skews their overall average.
What about the common assessments? Whenever I think about the common assessments, I kind of think it's unfair that the average of a student will be entirely based off of just 2 grades. They don't offer any chances for retakes, and really it's just unfair.
Well, it's not entirely based. Obviously, it's 45%. But still, yes, that is unfair. Especially if an entire class feels that the test was unfair or not prepared correctly, as some students do with our first one in a certain class. I won't mention any names or anything. But yes, that is extremely unfair. Yeah. Anyway, and one bad test can screw up a 6 weeks average, which could really mess up your average for your entire year, for us junior year. Yeah. If you just completely bum just one of those assessments and it brings your 6 weeks grade down to a 70, it's gonna be more difficult to keep your junior average or class average for that year up in an A when you have to do so well on everything else.
Philip, what is your opinion on common assessments?
Well, first of all, I know the teachers and the faculty staff in school are just trying to experiment with something new, and I really don't have a problem with it. It's just no different than a 6 weeks test, you know? So if you do bad, it's your fault that you didn't study, so that's pretty much my opinion on this matter.
How do you feel about the activity period?
For that, most of my opinion, you'll have to wait until we see what happens with it more often, because we haven't really done anything. This last week's was turned into a pep rally, because our Wednesday wasn't on activity schedules, on pep rally schedule this week. I guess because of what happened with the fires and us having 3 days and it's being
yeah, the schedule was kind of messed up,
and it being homecoming week. But yeah, that's what it is, and what we do from now on and how useful it is, depending on what we do and what we have to do. I'll have to wait and see about that, but so far I don't really feel one way or another about it.
Well, I don't see too much of a point with the activity period. It seems like we could have just used the pep rally schedule for that. You know, picked one or the other to go with, instead of having 3 different possible schedules to pick from each day. I mean, they basically are the same thing.
Yeah, and it's confusing, because even with these things, teachers have been messing up, saying, oh, we're going to get out in 5 minutes, oh, wait, we're on a different schedule, we're actually getting out in 10 minutes, and that could be used for class time, and it gets confusing. It's confusing to us, it's confusing to some of the teachers. And also, I'm someone who has my watch timed to when, like, I know when we're supposed to leave. and I have it to the second. So people ask me, and I tell them, but sometimes I mess up what day it is, and that's not really a big problem for everybody. It's just a big problem for me, and it inconveniences me. So you should change it just for that, just because of that.
Nicole, what is your opinion on the new activity schedule?
Well, it's new. It's a new thing, so it's gonna have to take some time to get used to it and all these different bell schedule changes and stuff. But I think it's an okay thing.
So that's the end of the video. I'm me. He's him. This is the sarcasm card, and we'll see you next time, if there's a next time.